Good afternoon, Luke.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Yeah, very well indeed, thanks, mate. So, tell us about why you're here at Motorcycle Life this weekend.
We just popped by to see some of the fans, really. We've got a few things to do on the main stage and popped by down to RI because obviously they support us and they've been supporting us for the last few seasons. So it's a bit of a thing for me to come down to the show, really, and show my face and see. With racing in the World Championship, we've not really seen a lot of familiar faces this year. It's been all new, so it's nice to come down to the bike show and catch up with a few people that we've seen. Well, we've missed from British Superbikes, really.
It's a good social exercise, if nothing else, then.
Yeah, I get jaw ache at the end of the day, definitely. I've done a lot of talking, ready to sit down.
That's handy for it. So we can certainly remember doing radio, especially. But in terms of 2015 as well, British Supersport Champion with Profile Racing and Triumph. Tell us about your season, first of all.
Yeah, the 2015 season was obviously something that I look back at daily, to be honest. It was something I'll never forget and something that we never expected to achieve at the start of the year. It was pretty much, there was no faults with it. There was a few mistakes from me. It was just one of them seasons that I can't criticise at all. This season, obviously, we knew it was going to be a bit of a tricky move going to World Supersport. We originally signed the deal to ride a Honda, which didn't quite work out. So that made the job a little bit more tricky, changing back to the Triumph and going from there. But I don't feel like we've made ourselves look silly. We've tried hard. We've learnt a lot of the circuits, and we've picked up some points, really, more than a lot of people sit back and don't realise the level of competition. But it is tough out there. The guys that have been out there have been doing the championship for years, so they've got a lot of data. We're a completely new team to the championship, as well as me being a new rider. So to pick up the points we've picked up, I'm quite happy with. Obviously, the last race in Qatar, we managed to get pole position, so that was something that, again, I never expected, but shows where we can be. The race didn't quite come to plan for obvious reasons, but it was nice to have done something like that at the end of the year, because going into next year, the winter as well, if you finish on a bad result, the winter seems to drag on forever, whereas we've sort of finished on, the result obviously wasn't there, but we know we had the pace. So I'm confident come Phillip Island at the start of next season, we need to be right at the front. That's the only reason I'm going, to be honest.
It's looking like a good season ahead, though. You said whilst we were speaking off camera that you were doing some different things with the bike as well, trying out some new parts. Yeah,
we've been doing a lot, really. Maybe this year we've probably done too much. We've changed things because it's all been new with the circuits and with the environments. We've also changed a lot with the bike because we're not quite where we want to be. So we've probably changed a little bit too much, and towards the end of the year we did have a bit of a sit down and say, right, let's go back to basics a little bit, and we're probably seeing the true potential at Qatar of where we should have been at a few of the other rounds. So like I say, that bodes well for next year. I'm really looking forward to it. This winter gap doesn't seem like it's going to be long at all. I'm straight out riding again next week, so I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to get racing again. I need to put that bad result at Qatar out of the way.
And what do you do over the winter? I mean, did your approach change because you're obviously at an international level now? Has your training changed? Has it gotten any more hectic, any busier?
To be honest, before, when we was in British Supersport and British Championship, we'd finished a bit earlier, so I would get probably a couple of weeks off. I could really have a few weeks off without worrying about training and things like that, and enjoy Christmas. But I'm not going to lie, this year's been pretty intense, and I've not stopped since when we got back from Qatar. We started making plans for next season, and I'm training as hard as I've ever trained at the minute. I don't want to leave no stone unturned into next season. I need to be as good as I've ever been. So Christmas is going to be a bit of a quiet one for me this year. I'm not going to be eating a great deal. I might have a bit of a pig out on Christmas Day, but other than that, I'm focused on what I've got to do. I'm not getting any younger. I know I'm 25 now. So next season I need to hit the ground running and start making a mark on the championship, really.
And in terms of World Supersport as well in competition, there's been a lot of change as well in terms of Jules Cluzel. He's over to Honda. Carl Smith, he's changed to a new team as well this year. Softwoglu obviously staying with the same Kawasaki as he always does. It's going to be a different year of competition, though. Do you think that you're going to expect some different guys fighting up the front?
Yeah, definitely. It is the usual mix. Cluzel, I'm not sure where Jacobson's going to end up yet. Obviously, Softwoglu is going to be there week in, week out. We all know that. But it's a mix of young guys as well, young Italians that are all looking fast. So I'm not certain what rides they've got, and I'm pretty certain they'll sort something and they'll be up the sharp end at certain rounds. But I'm not too worried. I'm pretty confident. I've sort of got back into my stride from last season towards the end of the year. So we'll keep the ball rolling and we'll work as hard as we've ever worked, and hopefully hit the ground running next season.
And you're one of the only teams that are running the Triumph, if not the only team in World Supersport that's running the Triumph. Why have you opted to keep with that bike? Why haven't you gone for something traditional like a Honda or a Kawasaki?
Well, to be honest, the 600 market as a whole at the minute is clearly struggling. The manufacturers are not really interested in the 600 market. For us as a team, we're a family-run team. I think a lot of people know now that I'm quite involved with the bikes and the things that go on behind the scenes. So for us to change, the simple reason would be it would cost us a lot of money to change from one manufacturer to the other. And the Triumph that we've got at the minute is clearly a good bike. A lot of people are saying it's an old bike and it lacks on certain things compared to the others, but there's nothing old on it. It's a brand new bike when all said and done, and I'm confident in it. It's got enough speed for me. It does everything I want it to do, so there's no real reason to change.
And what's the end goal for you then? Would you like to make the step up to the World Superbike stage or go over to Moto 2, or what are we thinking?
Well, ultimately, obviously I've got to see how this next season goes on, but Moto 2 is the option for me. I had to go on a Moto 2 bike at the end of last year, and to be honest, I got on really well with it straight away, so that's the plan for me. It's a big plan, and it's a big target, but whether I'll get there, who knows? We'll see how next year goes, but I'll give it my all to have a good year next year, and hopefully I'll be in a position where I can start speaking to a few of the teams in Moto 2. I've tried already, but with the results I'm getting, not many people give you a look, so we need to sort the results out and then we'll go from there.
That's perfect. Well, Luke, thank you ever so much for taking the time to chat to us today. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck for next year.
No worries, thank you.